Okay, so this is our pool robot, Sig for short. And I just figured it'd be easier to show you through video how to operate it. Most likely you're gonna wanna put it in the pool early morning before everybody swims. Usually I have to use it at least once a week just to keep the floor decent. So anyways, use the extension cord. It'll be wrapped up on it. Just drape it over through the deck there. And then you can plug it in right here. While it's plugged in, it's actually not working until this gets plugged in. Once that gets plugged in, then the robot will start to move. So before I plug in that piece, it's just this blue long cord. You just take it, and I usually just walk it out so that no tangles or loops are in it. Once I have it all walked out the way that I need to, then when you look here, there's this little notch. You match it up here to that little top notch. So I line it up. There we go. Line it up, and then it'll slide right in. Once you slide it in, then you just tighten up here. This little blue light, don't worry about it. It's Wi-Fi. If you had the app on your phone, it's just a bunch of BS. So once I have it plugged in to the wall, and then I've got my little blue cord plugged into the battery pack, it's got this handle. It is a bit heavy. Don't worry about it. I typically put the caddy about 2 feet or so away from the edge. Notice that I have the cord side facing the water. That way it's not yanking or pulling. I've never even had it yank hard on it. So then what I do is I take it by the handle and literally drop it. It then come over here and I push my power button. Sometimes it's goofy, doesn't want to connect, but most of the time, spot on the first time you do it. You'll hear it. It's using a little fan to sync itself. And then what I do is you take all of that blue cord and you just try to get it into the water where it's, it'll clump, whatever, but you notice that there's no knots in it or anything like that. That way it has all the length that it needs. I typically, so here you see the stairs. I either put it right here. A lot of times, I'll put the caddy right over here. So it does its thing. You don't have to pay attention to it. It'll stop moving. I think it takes about an hour to run. Honestly, I'm gonna have to pay attention to see how long it takes. It does a really good job with one run, but a lot of times what I do is run it a second time just because of the odd shape of the pool. It doesn't always get every piece that I want. So like, let's say I notice that it doesn't get over by the stairs. You just grab this blue cord and it's moving, but I'm gonna float it to where I want. So like, there's some yuckies. Let's say it's already ran an hour or so the first time, and for whatever reason it missed this section. I just slowly bring it and let it fall, and then it refigures itself. So sometimes I will have to reposition it accordingly. Or if I'm noticing after it's been running a while that there's a huge area that it misses. It does climb the wall. So if it does something like that, perfectly fine. It's trying to get the wall. It does not do the stairs. Even though it climbs, it seems to not get the stairs very well. So what I've been doing, again, is I just take that blue cord and I tell it that I want it to come over here. So I try to just bring it here on an edge, and then it's gonna suck up stuff, and I'm gonna slowly move it this way so that when it's going over it, it should be sucking stuff. Now it does well on those. It will not do that top one because basically it's out of the water too much. So here you can see it's out of the water. It's not liking me right now, but I'm trying to do that second step and it's pulling away from me because it says this isn't what I want to do. So you can do all of that, or you can just deal with the dirt on the steps, or you can brush it off with the regular old brush. So that is that. Another thing about the pool, if you notice that this first step is low, like right now, there's about maybe a half an inch of water on it. That's okay, that's doable. But if there's no water on the top step, just get the garden hose, turn it on, and actually to help increase the pH, don't put the hose in the water. Just put the hose where it's actually splashing and making noise, anywhere in the pool or anywhere on this step. It'll take it a bit to fill up, but you can get that layer there. That just helps keep the pool full, keeps the filtration stuff working nice. So that is about it. We will have it ran and cleaned on Monday, but we'll be leaving early Tuesday morning. So I just kind of wanted to show you, but it likes to go right out to the deep edge and hang out there for a while. So that's what it does. It's pretty easy. It is pretty smart. It will not tug this line. So like if it's clustered like that, sometimes all I do is just help it by straightening it out and making sure that there's no real tug, or else the machine just won't go as far as it should. But it's pretty easy. All right, that's SIG. Oh, when it's done, just like before, when you use this blue cord to pull it to you, because it might end in the deep end. So you just grab the pull cord, bring it up as close to the edge as you want. Then I'll show you here. It won't be working when it's done cycling. Or if you say, okay, that's enough time on the second cycle, we're ready to swim, just turn it off with that power button. You just use this handle and it'll have tons of water that comes out of it when it's not running. Right now it's running, so you can hear it whistling at me. But when it's not running, you just pull it up and then you put it back on the caddy. You can just do whatever you want with the cords, wrap them up, or kind of put them off to the side. It doesn't have to be great. The blue cord doesn't like to wrap unless you undo all of that. That's pretty much it. All right, have fun.